Those of you that follow this channel will know that I'm currently in the process of ramping up my extended fasts every couple of months. So what I'm doing is trying to gain as much weight as possible over a couple of months, trying to do it as healthily as possible, obviously. And yeah, and then every couple of months I'm extending my fast by a couple of days. So I did a 3 day and a 5 day, and this one I'm currently on now, which is a 7 day fast. So this one has already started. So it started at 8 a.m. this morning. It's now, I think it's about 4 p.m., 3 p.m., something like that right now. And yeah, so the reasons for it is, if you followed this channel for a while, you'd know that I've had a lot of food issues for a fair amount of time now. It affects digestion, gut-related things, and skin, and sleep, and mood, and all that stuff. And I've been trying to heal it for a long time. I've tried basically everything, every single diet I can think of, low histamine, vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, all that sort of stuff. I've tried everything, and carnivore, keto, high fat, low fat, all that stuff, and nothing has really fixed it. I've tried extensive intermittent fasting, so doing OMADs for months straight, doing 20-hour fasts every day, various types of intermittent fasting, alternate day fasting, fasting for 48 hours, and then, eating every 48 hours. I've tried, most supplements, been to doctors, been to naturopaths, basically tried everything, spent a lot of money and a lot of time. The only thing that seems to consistently help most people, as far as the literature I've been reading says, is an extended fast. These days I don't think people really extended fast much. It seems to be more about intermittent fasting, because extended fasting is much harder. From the books I've read, generally the healing time frame is an extended fast of a minimum of 7 to 14 days. They heal various things of the books that I'm reading. These books are mainly from 100 years ago or so, because people just don't really extended fast as much anymore. So this fast, 7 days, we'll see how we go. If this one doesn't work, then I'm going to do, in a couple of months again, I'll do 10 days. If that one doesn't work, I'll do 14 days and keep it going. I won't bore you guys with doing a video every day this time. I'll just do a video today, and then on the 7th day, and maybe in a week or whatever, a week after that, to let you know what has actually healed during the process. During the fast, I'm going to be very strict, just drinking pure water with electrolytes. And yeah, that's basically it. I might experiment with some multivitamins. I'm not sure if it's the greatest idea, as I don't want to interrupt healing, but I can't imagine it doing anything too much. My biggest issues with fasting is that when it gets to the 4th and 5th day, I basically just don't sleep. I get a maximum 2 or 3 hours sleep. My heart's beating really hard. A lot of people say that once you get to the 6th or 7th day, it becomes much, much easier than the first 5 days. It just becomes normal. You get sort of a faster's high or euphoric feeling. I don't know if the sleep's going to get better. I guess while you're fasting, you don't really need a lot of sleep, but still it's pretty crazy just being awake for 20, 21 hours a day for a couple of days straight. But we'll see how we go. I'll definitely make the 7 days no matter what. And yeah, so other than that, I'm still going to be working out of the gym, but I'm not going to smash myself. So I'm going to do, I normally do full body workouts 5 days a week, but I'll be doing that still, but I'm not going to go to failure. Just as soon as the muscle starts burning, I'm going to stop, maybe do one warm-up set, and then a working set for each muscle group. And yeah, stop before failure, stop when it just starts to burn, sort of thing. I'm not going to do any heavy cardio. I normally get pretty intense on the mountain bike and the road bike and boxing and all that sort of stuff, but I'm not going to do any of that during the fast, because I don't want to add that extra difficulty to the body over and above what it's already going through, because it's already difficult for me as I'm quite lean as it is. I don't want to lose too much weight, which I will anyway, but yeah, At the moment, I'm 79.5 kilos, which is some of the biggest I've been in terms of total weight. I estimate by the seventh day I should be at around 70 or 69, but we'll see how we go. I'll talk to you guys probably at the end of the fast in 7 days, where I'll go over each day individually and let you know how it was. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, so I'm on day 7 now. I think it's about 4:30, 5 p.m. And I finish the whole 7-day fast at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. But I wanted to do the video now while I'm fresh and can do it. As you can see, I'm fine. My voice is fine. My energy's fine. I feel fine. What I wanted to do today is just go through day by day. Won't be too long because there's a few days there that not a lot happened. A few days there that a ton happened, and I've learned such a huge amount from this fast. But yeah, I'll go day by day and just let you guys know what actually went on. The things basically to let you know what I learned from it, what the experience was like, how I'll do it better next time. I'm reading off a piece of paper here, so just don't mind me. I just didn't want to forget anything. That's all. So day 1, standard day 1, nothing happened. Still, the hunger starts to come in at around 20 hours or so. It starts to fall away. Day 2 and 3, still hungry until about the 60-hour mark, when my heart rate started to increase, and that's about the same time that I hit ketosis. I did have 2 coffees. I think it was day 3, stupidly. It just kind of really drilled me, I think, for a couple of days, and definitely wasn't a good idea because coffee also depletes magnesium. Magnesium is a big issue when you fast, so I definitely won't be doing that again. Day 4 was really interesting. So day 4 is when I started to see my skin start to heal, the dandruff sort of starting to disappear. Things like, the marks on my skin, these red sort of eczema marks, starting to fade away, skin seeming a bit softer, everything like that. I had this sore tooth coming into the fast, but it started to that was about the time that it started to heal. I'm not sure what was wrong with it. It didn't seem like a cavity. It was something strange, like swelling or something like that. But day 4 was when it started to fade away, which was good. Usually I find it really difficult to sleep around this time, but for this time I didn't. And I believe the reason is because this magnesium I've been using, it's this sort of magnesium formulation, magnesium glycinate, they call it. So it's mixed with the amino acid glycine. Glycine is a relaxing amino acid. I think, I don't know, I read about it. I don't remember a lot of it, but it can promote relaxation, and mix that with high quality magnesium. And I get the magnesium that you don't take it in tablet, you actually dissolve it in the water. And I believe that is the reason why my sleep was okay. I mean, it took me a while to get to sleep, maybe 1 or 2 hours, but when I did, I just basically slept and woke up in the morning. One of the nights I had an amazing sleep where I didn't wake up at all, which is really, maybe one night out of 100 I get that. So that's something to definitely look into. I'll definitely be doing that in future fasts, because for me, one of the biggest issues with fasting was the fact that I can't sleep. I was sleeping, when I did my last 5-day fast, those last 2 days I was sleeping. Well, the last day I know I was sleeping maybe 3 hours, and it was just a nightmare. So this was good, and this lasted throughout the whole thing. So I didn't do heavy weights. I was sort of just doing 1 or 2 sets to no failure, just until it starts to burn. But then for day 4 anyway, I remember I think I went too heavy on the squats, and it just completely smashed me. I could barely walk, and my legs were, I don't know what was wrong, but I kind of know partly what was wrong, which was that mixed with I accidentally salt flushed myself. So if you don't know what that is, it means if you put too much salt in water, your body recognizes it as a foreign sort of thing, and it just comes out the other end as water. So that was I did that accidentally quite a few times. And what I learned from that is if I accidentally do that, the next day I'm just drilled. It's like my mood is screwed. I'm just no energy. Everything. Excuse me. So what I mean by that, sorry, just had to cough. What I mean by that is that my when I have the salt flush, the next day my everything is just drilled, and I think it's because when you do a salt flush for whatever reason, it drains your body of electrolytes, so it just makes everything impossible. And I accidentally did it a few times, starting with day 4, I believe. The reason for it is because I'm not used to this magnesium formulation, and I always drink my electrolytes in a 500 milliliter jar with fresh water or sparkling mineral water, and I always put half a teaspoon. So whether that's half a teaspoon of potassium and salt, full teaspoon of salt, whatever it is, magnesium. But this magnesium formulation, it seems to be able to handle a whole teaspoon in 500 milliliters. But the actual packet was saying you could do a whole teaspoon in 200 milliliters, which seems ridiculous. But I did push it, and it kept salt flushing me, and it kept just drilling me. But as soon as I got the salts back in me, and after a bit of time, I just started to feel back to normal. But day 4 and 5 were really difficult. One of the hardest fasting days I've ever had because of that, the weakness and the mood, and also I was just incredibly cold, just because it's winter here. But I mean, usually I just wear tons of layers and everything, but I just, whatever I did, I just could not get warm. I was going into the office wearing just loads of clothing, and it just felt like the coldness was coming from my bones. It was insane. It was driving me crazy. But as soon as I stopped salt flushing myself accidentally, and then I started to get some salt into me properly, then my body just started to warm up. I'm guessing because the electrical signals were flowing through the muscles properly and everything, and yeah. So day 5, feeling a lot better. Yeah, that was day 4 and 5 were kind of what I just explained. So we'll move on to day 6. The most noticeable thing with day 6 was an increase in mindfulness. So everything was just more relaxing, present. I could witness my thoughts quite easily. Very good experience. A lot of people say day 6 and 7 are the most spiritual, when it starts to get more spiritual of any fast. And I have to agree that day 6 was definitely significant in that sense. Nothing really else for that day. Today was day 7. Again, day 6 at night, I accidentally fucking salt flushed myself again like an idiot, but I have learned the exact formulation and what to do for next time. So this morning I was a disaster again, but it didn't really seem to last long. I was very moody, a lot of problems. But then I just sort of, obviously didn't, fasted, tried to not take anything up until, I can't remember what time it was, today sometime. And then I had about a half teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt in 500 milliliters of water. And then I started to feel back to normal. And actually, it ended up being today was the best of the days. So a lot of people say that once you hit day 7, you can probably keep going quite easily. And as you can see, I'm perfectly fine right now. I mean, I feel that my body is empty. I feel a bit of physical weakness. It's not crazy, but I mean, I can do things, I can work, I can talk to people normally. No one would ever know that I've fasted 7 days, except obviously I'm looking pretty skinny. But it just seems now that it's just normal, and I could keep going if I wanted, but I'm not going to because I miss eating. Eating, it's just even though it causes me so much fucking trauma with the illness sort of part of it, but eating itself gives you so much things to do. It's things to think about. You can be creative, you can do things, you can meet people, whatever it is. It's just a big part of life, and I do miss it. So I'm definitely going to be breaking this tomorrow morning. But I can just feel like I feel normal and I could keep going. So my plan from here is to do 10 days. but I'm gonna take a few months, gain a bit of weight, do 10 days, and then see how that goes. I'm so happy I did this 7 days, because now I see that I could easily do a lot more, 10, 14, 21, which I'll probably end up doing, unless one of them heal everything. Also, something I forgot to say is that today, 7th day, is when my skin got the best. Very, very soft, and it's very, you can just feel how good it is. The tooth seems completely gone, my teeth very strong, nails are strong, skin is sort of has this glow to it. So it took 7 days, but eczema can be fixed within that time. In terms of being cured, I doubt it. I can still see some on my face. I mean, I've done 5-day fast, 5-day dry fast, it did nothing. 7 days, I doubt it's gonna work, but I'm gonna make another video in 1 week and add it on to the end of this one, and just let you guys know if anything did change in terms of, you know, my food reactions. So yeah, I'll give me a few months. I'll make some videos in the meantime, but my next fast will be in, say, 3 months, and I'll do the 10 days. Also, I stopped losing lost a fair amount of weight. I went from about 79 to 58, which is huge, but I think a lot of that was food. I ate a lot of food before it. But I probably lost, without the food, maybe 10, 15 kilograms. But in terms of my physical, the way I look in my physical body, it doesn't really seem that skinny, and it does seem like I could handle a lot more. It seems to be when it gets around day 5, 6, 7, the weight reduction seems to reduce, and I just don't lose as much. I have heard somewhere that that's the case, is that skinnier people, just your body just doesn't burn as much fat. I don't know how that's possible, but I was being careful at the gym, and yeah, it does seem possible. So I probably don't need as much weight as I think to do these long fasts. But yeah, give me 2 or 3 months and I'll do the next one. Next time my electrolytes will be better. I'll have them dialed in. And yeah, so it should be a much smoother experience. So hopefully you got something out of this, guys. Thanks for listening. I'll tag the video that I'm going to make in a week on the end of this one. Cheers. So I broke my 7-day water fast yesterday. I know I said I'd make a video 7 days after the break of the fast, just to confirm with you guys, show you guys what I actually healed. But I wanted to make one today because honestly I've been feeling so good, and I haven't honestly felt this healthy after eating for many years, that I wanted to you know, talk about it while it's all happening. What I noticed straight away was that usually when I break a fast to the 5-day ones that I've done, and anything less than that, I can just eat so much all day for days. But this time I ate a bunch. When I broke it, it was like 7 days and 1 hour or whatever. I didn't really even eat that much. I ate basically a fair amount of bacon and eggs. And then I just wasn't hungry for the rest of the day. I did have another meal later that night, but it wasn't really that big. It was just like salmon and sweet potato, something like that. And I was just so satisfied. It was just so, I was full straight away. And it's something that has never really happened to me before after breaking a fast and in general. And then I realized that my skin wasn't reacting like it would. Right now, I don't know if you can see it, the camera's probably not that great, but my skin on my face is the best it's been for years. And it's just not reacting in the way that it was used to react to food before the fast. I've also been feeling on cloud 9, basically. I feel like I'm on drugs. I did have a couple of coffees, it's probably part of it, but other than that, I mean, so I did the fast with someone else, and they're saying the same thing. And I've just been feeling just so, I guess, just motivated and full of sort of joy and energy, and I kind of keep thinking that maybe this is what health feels like. And also the heart issues I had from the histamine intolerance isn't as bad. I didn't notice it yesterday, but today I did notice it a bit, but it definitely was nowhere near as bad as it was. The bloating isn't there like it used to be. I seem to be okay with cheese and butter now, but a bit better anyway. What else? Yeah, I mean, it's only been 2 days, and I have gotten my hopes up quite high before and been let down. But I mean, if this is how good you can feel after a 7 day fast, to feel this good, even if it's only for a few days, it's nearly even worth it. Just this clarity and the peace that I feel, and the way it's just easy to eat and then stop eating when you're full, and the way the healthiness at which my body is functioning. It really is something that I haven't experienced in so long, and I feel so grateful that I did that 7 day fast. I would be so happy if it actually permanently fixed a whole bunch of stuff. Even if it's not completely gone, if some things are gone, I would just be, it's been 10 or more years that I've been copping most of this shit. So, yeah, if it is, then, whatever's remaining, I have no doubts that a 10 day fast will probably be the period of time that I need to actually heal everything for good. In most of the books that I've read from the books from 50, 100, 200 years ago, they say that a minimum of, I think it's 6-7 days to heal most things. Before that I only ever done 5. So I had a feeling that the 6-7 day mark was the key to this whole thing. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I will touch base again in the 7th day in the next video. I'll tag on to the end of this one. But it's been a great couple of days, and I'm so grateful for having discovered this, because I would have suffered, for the rest of my life. If these changes are permanent, we'll see what happens. You might see me in the next video just miserable, saying, "Oh, no, everything's back to normal." Who knows? But it's been a great couple of days, so I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Hey again, guys. So 7 days after after the fast finished now, and it's been a really interesting week. So I have again a piece of paper here. I'm going to read off it, just read some notes so I don't forget anything. So the first 3 or so days were absolute bliss. I've never had an experience like that. I initially broke the fast. I ate bacon and eggs, a bit of bread, and some other things, but I seemed to stay in ketosis for a day or two, and it was great. I felt fully nourished. There was no crazy cravings for food. I thought I might eat some junk when I came off the fast, but I didn't at all. I just craved good food. And I was just so peaceful and relaxed, and I was getting zero reactions. I was eating food and I wouldn't get itchy skin, no eczema flare-ups. The heart palpitations were completely gone. Didn't matter what food I ate, it just was fine. I was eating cheese and everything. It was great. I felt truly healthy for maybe the first time in my life for those few days. It was an absolutely amazing experience. And another friend of mine did do the 10 fast with me, and she said the same thing. She actually described pretty much exactly what I just described. It's just something about that 7 day fast that's just, the difference between 5 and 7 days is almost like it's 100 days. It's a completely different fast, has completely different healing, quality of healing and everything to it. It was really amazing. But then, after that, it went away. The feeling of the blissful feeling sort of went away. I sort of went back to normal, but still the eczema is about 70% or so gone, and the heart palpitations are less. They did come back, but they are less. And yeah, so another thing I noticed was that I did drink a couple of coffees, and I didn't get the magnesium deficiency, because it just drills magnesium coffee. I wasn't getting the cramps or anything that I would get, the muscle cramps. So there's something about fasting that makes the body a lot more effective at absorbing nutrients. And obviously I'm not great at it because I get so many deficiencies so fast. So it has fixed that. It does seem to have improved a fair of things permanently. It's only been a week, I can't say permanently, but it does seem to have mended things quite significantly. And yeah, it does seem that my weight, I just seem to gain weight faster, even though I'm not eating really, I wasn't eating that much. A couple of days I have, but normally I would just be so low in weight, but I seem to, my body's sort of leveling out a good healthy weight. And Yeah, so that's really it. I mean, the main thing that this 7 day fast has done is 100% confirmed in my head that extended fasting will work, and I'm on the right path, and I don't have a choice. Those few days after the fast was so amazing that I realized that's what health feels like, and all I really need to do from now on is just keep extending it until it's healed. So the next fast I'll do is 10 days, and then that might be enough to heal it. If not, then I'll do 14 days, and I'll keep increasing that every couple of months or so until it's healed. I mean, because I was one of the excuses that I used was that I didn't have enough fat on me to do it, but I've seen other YouTube videos of guys that are really skinny, probably skinnier than me, or if not about the same, and they do 21 days. And they say in the final week, so day 14 to 21, that they lose maybe 1 or 2 kilos. So for whatever reason, the body just doesn't, it just slows down if you're skinny, the weight loss. So that's something that I'm not too worried about anymore. So my scale stuffed up, unfortunately, so I didn't get exactly how much I lost, but I think it was about 7 kilograms, which is pretty much expected for the first 7 days of a fast, and then it tends to slow down as far as I know. So yeah, all in all, did work. Has started to heal some things. I have no doubt anymore that extended fasting will work. In maybe 3 or 4 weeks, I might do the 10-day fast, not too long, and then I'm going to heal this. And then when it's healed, I'm going to spread the word. I mean, I'm already doing it with this channel, but I mean, the fact that extended fasting, for those 2 days, I was completely fine, completely healed, suggests to me that it will work in the long term. And I mean, what that means is that every industry is bullshit. The diet industry, the medical industry, dentistry. I mean, everything is just garbage. If fasting can fix all this stuff, then there's just no need for anything else. I've wasted over $10,000 on just absolute nonsense. It's all just built up there for people who just don't have the balls to do an extended fast. And that's all it's going to take. I guess 7 to 10 days should do it, but if it doesn't, we'll do 14 days etc., as I said before. Anyway, I'm excited. I feel like I've found the cure, and I just need to obviously keep going, and I'll be there. Thanks, guys.